That Martin Odegaard performance yesterday versus Chelsea was something special. 2 assists, but he could have got 3 or 4. 8 chances created, the most by an Arsenal player since Mesut Ozil in 2017. 27 final third passes, the most dribbles completed as well. He was all over the place. But it's not just this performance. Martin Odegaard has been fantastic this season, particularly since Christmas, with 47 chances created in 14 league appearances, which is 3.4 per game. Just to remind you, in his first 10 Premier League games, he only created 16 chances, which was 1.6 per game. He's gone up another level this season. 78 open play chances created, the most in Europe's top 5 leagues, the most passes into the penalty area in Europe's top 5 leagues, the most successful passes into the penalty area, the most through balls in Europe's top 5 leagues, and the most successful through balls. And as a United fan, it kills me to say it, but Odegaard was simply magical to watch yesterday. I mean, these were his 2 assists. I think the Kai Havertz assist was unbelievable. And I said in my match reaction, that performance from Odegaard is one of the best midfield performances I've ever seen where the midfielder has not got a goal. Probably top 3 in like my lifetime, and this is coming from a Man United fan. He was 10 out of 10. I think he got like a 9.7 from SofaScore. I'll check that up. But let's dive into Odegaard's performance, because it wasn't just about the assists and the passing. It was about his all-round game. And I think the dynamics of Rice and Thomas Partey helped that. And we will dive into that at the end. But let's talk about this. Now, one thing I like about Odegaard is he always makes himself available as a passing option. I believe he had the most touches, or second most touches. He knows how to drop between the lines, and he can drop deep, get the ball, and he can carry it forward. He can pass it forward, and he'll play it forward. Then he'll make a run forward. Then he'll receive the ball in the half space, and then he'll create something. And he was always making himself available. Little pass for him to receive there. When he got the ball, he then dribbled forward and then broke the lines and found Saka out wide. And I think Saka had a very lively first half. You look at Odegaard here, and this is what I thought was special. Odegaard receives the ball here, and he literally scans. His scanning is such an underrated aspect of a footballer. Footballers can scan, and they've got the IQ. People don't notice that much, but he's unbelievable. He gets the ball here, and he literally touches the ball, has a second to scan where Havertz is, and plays that ball into Havertz there in a matter of seconds through there. Havertz runs onto it but doesn't do anything. His ability to just get the ball and play it, like touch play, like scan that quickly, find the space. His football intelligence is unreal, but I think his technical ability to execute those passes was special. Something else he does is he's incredibly press resistant, and again, this is such an underrated aspect of players. In the modern Premier League game, you need press resistant players. I watch Man United. There's a reason why we're all screaming about Kobbie Mainoo, because he's our only midfielder that can evade the press. That is why we're raving about him. And that's why he's so important for us. Because we don't have any players that can evade the press. And it's frustrating. Odegaard is an example of a proper press-resistant player. He gets the ball here, and he just receives the ball. He turns out from this press of 2 Chelsea players around him. And whenever he turns out from the press, he either dribbles it forward, finds space for himself, or plays it forward, pretty much. Always going forward. But where Odegaard thrives is the right half space. Him, Saka, Rice, Saka, White, were creating some triangles, and Odegaard would get the ball in the right half space. He would see Saka on the overlap, he'd play it through, and then Saka played it back to Odegaard. He sees Ben White on the overlap. Ben White and Declan Rice, I keep getting them mixed up. He sees Ben White on the overlap, plays it through to Ben White. But he does a good few balls. He plays it onto the overlap. Ben White's a very good overlapping fullback, and put a cross in. Saka, obviously, if you find Saka making a good run. But where Odegaard thrives is not playing it out on the overlap. It's above the box, when he puts balls into the box, when he's in the half space. And this is him in the left half space, putting in an unbelievable cross to Tomiyasu here. And Tomiyasu arguably should have scored a header here. This is Odegaard, plays it perfectly. The ball is where the arrow is pointing. Tommy's up in the air, and that was pinpoint pass. That is a big chance created, in my opinion. Pinpoint pass. He could have had 4 or 5 assists. He was unbelievable. You continue on here. But not only that, as we said, good feet under pressure, press resistance, gets the ball here, difficult scenario, pushes that player off, got 3 Chelsea players surrounding him. Bosch manipulates the defenders to go central, back in, right towards the goal. But the way he uses his body and feints, he then quickly moves left, finds space to the left, and plays that pass there to Tomiyasu. Again, his ability to manipulate defenders, and that's what makes him clever. Not only can he scan, not only does he have the IQ, but he gets the ball and he moves his body to make the defenders think he's going that way. So all 3 defenders move that way, and his ability to quickly move his feet, find that space and play that pass into Tomiyasu in an area where a lot of midfielders would give the ball away was very, very special from Odegaard. And of course, it lays off the pass to Tommy, who could cross it into, obviously, Havertz there. Continuing on, here, gets the ball from deep. We speak about Odegaard. I think Partey and Declan Rice gave him the freedom to be in those attacking zones, but often he's happy to get the ball from deep, carry it, dictate play, dictate tempo of the game. And I think that's what makes him special. Not only can he be an elite number 10 in creating chances, but he can get the ball in deeper areas and he can make things happen. He gets the ball here, he dribbles the ball, plays it forward. He then goes into his prime areas, and I think Partey and Rice behind him allowed him to operate in these, the right half space and then the areas above the box where I think Odegaard is most threatening. And whenever he gets the ball, he's full of Chelsea players closing it down, and he just touches. And he always seems to make that right pass, the pass that he needs to make. He's always surrounded by Chelsea players. There's so many Chelsea players around him closing him down, and he just seems to make that brilliant pass into Havertz there. Let me show you again. Havertz is there. All these Chelsea players are closing him down. Bink finds the space through to Havertz. And maybe you can argue Havertz should have scored there. It was a special, special pass from Odegaard. Continuing on, this is again where Odegaard operates best, gets the ball outside the box, plays in an absolutely beautiful ball there, once again into Havertz. I mean, Havertz really could have had a hat-trick, and I think as much as I don't like Arsenal, it would be really funny to watch Havertz get a hat-trick versus Chelsea, and I'm actually really happy for Havertz because he got so much stick and abuse, particularly from Chelsea fans. But Odegaard here, what a ball. Anyway, we haven't even shown you Odegaard's best moment yet. We're saving that. We're saving that. You know what it is, but we're saving that. Odegaard gets the ball here, dribbles forward, plays it there into Rice, bosh. But anyway, here's Odegaard with the ball. Again, loads of Chelsea players there closing them down. Surely he has to pass it back or give away the ball. Wait, he's got more Chelsea players closing down. He's got Baiko Corella. Enzo Fernandez is there. Oh, wait, he's nuts, Enzo Fernandez. He's past Enzo Fernandez. Then, here we go, another opportunity. Boosh, doesn't get the ball away. But then he's back again in the right half space. We spoke about Odegaard in the right half space and how lethal Odegaard was in the right half space. And we spoke about how Havertz could have had about 5 goals. I don't know what happened, but basically someone said to Odegaard, when you get the ball, look up, Havertz is going to run, play that ball to Havertz. And he did that every time, and he did that perfectly. This ball into Havertz was unbelievable. It wasn't even his best ball into Havertz. The fact that people won't talk about this ball into Havertz because he had about 3 other passes that were just as good, if not better. Well, actually, one of them was definitely better. Shows how good he was, because the execution of, this pass is something you talk about, but you won't talk about this pass because he's done it 3-4 times in the game. Plays it into Havertz there. Havertz probably should have scored or at least laid it back there, but really, really good work there from Odegaard. But this was the moment. This isn't his own half. His vision to spot Havertz, but his technique to execute that pass spot on perfectly, like literally timed, delivered. Every aspect of that pass was pure perfection. And again, Havertz does really well to make the run, but he literally takes 1, 2, 3, 4 Chelsea players out of the game, plays it through to Havertz absolutely perfectly there. And we know Havertz goes on to score, but that was just a regular occurrence. He got the ball here, he plays it out wide perfectly. Every time he got the ball, he was playing these perfect passes. And when he got the ball, he wasn't giving it away. He was receiving the ball, he was turning out from the press, he was playing it on. And versus Chelsea, just to show how good he was, 2 assists, 84 touches, 88% pass accuracy when he's playing passes like that, 8 key passes, 2 big chances created, 8 out of 11 duels won, all over the pitch. It was a man of the match performance. And if you can look at the passing networks there, Odegaard between Saka, between Havertz, always playing the ball into Havertz, laying it off to Saka and White at times, but the most passes was Odegaard, the most progressive passes was Odegaard, the most deep completions was Odegaard, the most XG chain was Odegaard, the most XG build-up was Odegaard, the most expected threat was Odegaard, and the most expected threat received, because Havertz was making those runs when Odegaard was playing in all those passes, was of course Havertz. Odegaard, even if Havertz had got 5 goals and Havertz had scored all those chances Odegaard had laid into him, I still think Odegaard would have been man of the match. Because look at these passes. I mean, this is his progressive passes in the Premier League, but as a progressive passer, he is special. When you've got Kai Havertz against big teams, because Kai Havertz is very good against the top teams, making those runs, it can make things happen. So that was my video talking about why Odegaard was so good. I think Thomas Partey and Declan Rice behind him gave him more license going forward, because sometimes when Havertz in midfield, because Havertz is more of an attacker than a midfielder for me, he has to drop deeper. I felt it really got the best out of Odegaard, and he's really found his best form. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you for watching. Smash a like, smash a subscribe.